Well, hello, welcome to this recap of the weather today, and I got another video to show you all the storms that were around the clouds. For the most part, a lot of the day we had storms forming to the north, and this was the storm that was over. We'll actually just go over what's going on here. Go to the radar rewind here. I'll rewind this to around 2:30, right? Um, 225. So you can see there was a storm over here that went to the north, and then a bigger one that was over here. So the one we're looking at is this bigger one, and you can see how it kind of exploded as it went into New Jersey there. But for the most part, when we looked at the storms today, most of them stayed to the north. The first close call we had, or let me go back over here, right? So these are the storms again that were earlier in the day, all right? The first close call we had, and this was the storm that I thought was going to hit us around 2:30, but it went just to the north and then kind of just fell apart. Then and again, this storm here had moved in a little more. This storm here, this one that was coming in here, right? That was the first one, all right? So just go through all these pictures here. Kind of showed them to you in the other video. But very impressive cumulus cloud formations here. Very impressive. Really pretty cumulus cloud formations there. It's a cumulus congestus that was actually popping on an outflow boundary over the North Shore there. But this storm here, this is the one here that we're looking at here. So if we go over here, it's this storm right here. That's what this storm was right here that we're looking at right here. Beautiful, beautiful storm. It was just really, this was the storm that the first close call, the first round that affected Long Island. And I went to the park and watched it come in. So I can have a video of that. You can see it even had a shelf cloud. Really beautiful storm. But it went to the north, and we didn't get a drop of rain from that. This cell right here, it did cause some power outages on the North Shore. Most of the bulk of it was just north of the expressway. That was the first one. And then the second round was the one that hit the South Shore where I was, and that was this round right here. It had some bowing to it, some pretty strong winds, and that storm nailed us on the South Shore right there. You could see it there, moving pretty much right over where I was located in Rockville Center. And then that storm kind of moved eastbound, as you see there, and then kind of fizzled once it got to Suffolk County. But that was a severe storm. There was a warning out for it. This is what it looked like coming in. You can see the anvil again visible here, moving in there. The anvil clouds. See that? The big, it's a huge anvil cloud right there that is going the sky. And then as the storm got closer, we had another beautiful shelf cloud formation as well in Rockville Center there. And I watched the storm come in at the lake, and then I had to take shelter. Found a spot to take shelter when the heavy rain hit. But look at that. I had to take that picture because that's pretty amazing there. I love those kind of clouds. They are very beautiful. And, of course, I do have a video of it as well. You can see, look at that. Just look at that cloud there. It's freaking amazing. Look at that. That was this second storm here. We'll go over the damage from these storms today. There's still 26,000 customers without power on Long Island. Most of them are on the North Shore. You can see the Brookville area was hit very hard. East Norwich, going into Roslyn, parts of Albertson, and even East Williston. And then the second storm caused some outages in the Rockaway. See, it looks like one, actually Lawrence, it looks like, has an outage there. So there was pretty strong winds with that second storm. You'll see in the video for sure. If we go to the, let's look over power outage, go to poweroutage.us. Let's see if look at this. So New York, 9,000. We'll start with our area here. You can see Queens has some outages too, by the way. But New Jersey was hit harder. They're in the orange, and they have a lot of power outages. It looks like Monmouth has 32,000 customers without power right now. Middlesex, 11,000. So we're going to have to go to the JCP&L power out. Ocean County kind of missed out on it. But let's go look at the JCP&L power outage map. Let's take a look and see what we've got here. We've got a lot. All right, so Ocean County not hit too hard, but look at this. Yeah, we have a lot of outages, perhaps transmission damage, because you know how JCP&L is. Their infrastructure kind of sucks. It looks like right over Robertsville, Manalapan Township, Monroe Township, lots and lots of customers without power. This is probably transmission damage, judging by these big outages. I'm wondering if NJ Transit is also disrupted from these storms. Let's go to NJ Transit and see. I don't think the LIRR was, but let's see. North Jersey is suspended due to downed trees and wires on tracks resulting from the severe storm. So there is there are problems on the Morrison-Essex line, and Gladstone as well is suspended due to these storms. We'll go to the PSCG outage map in New Jersey. PSCNG. They have, see, look at the difference between them and JCP&L. 8,000 customers. Only 8,000 customers. They got the same storms, but you could see that their infrastructure held up much better than JCP&L's. Though there are a number of outages. Most of them are much smaller compared to JCP&L, whereas JCP&L has how many customers without power? We'll go back here. 44,000 customers without power. 44,576. And I'm sure that they've got some transmission damage in there as well that's going on. Let's see what they've been saying on X. Oh, jeez. I don't want to have cookies. X won't even load. All right. Well, it's working now, but let's see. We're monitoring severe thunderstorms, so no updates, but I'm sure that there's been a lot of damage to their transmission system because it's all it's very antiquated the system that they have over there, so not really a surprise. And we'll go over to look at some storm reports too as well. Right now, things are quieting down. There's just some showers to the north and south. Take a look at this on the satellite. So we're going to go to this next. And you can see here, big blow-ups here. There's that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the outflow boundary right there. So that's pretty neat. And we'll put this in the lightning, too, to show you. There was a lot of... The storm that I got didn't have a whole lot of lightning to it. The one that went to the north did. Look at that. It actually was a lot of lightning with it. But then the lightning kind of fizzled out once it got close. So watch this here. And it kind of fizzled out once it got to the coast, of course, because it was cooler here. But it looks like quite a storm that wound up hitting that central Jersey area. Sure. Can't completely claim JCP&L. We've got to look and see what kind of winds that were in that area right now. Of course, no link to any storm reports here. All right, there are local storm reports here. Let's go through these. Large tree down in Merrick. Trees down. A 46-mile-an-hour wind gust at Seaford. A 39-mile-an-hour wind gust in Merrick. A 54-mile-an-hour wind gust at Amityville. Trees and wires down in Maspeth. 52-mile-an-hour wind gust at Breezy Point. That was with the second storm, the one that I got. A house was struck by lightning in South Orange. Wires down across Willow Avenue in Fanwood. Wires down in Union, New Jersey. Large tree across roadway in Essex, New Jersey. Tree on house in Union County in Cranford. Multiple trees and large limbs down. That was from the storm at 418. I'm sure they'll eventually have a roundup here. A 63-mile-an-hour wind gust at Battery Park. That was with the storm that went to our north, and that storm had some rotation to it too as well. A 61-mile-an-hour wind gust at Newark Airport. Again, that was with the storm at 441. And we also have another 62-mile-an-hour wind gust at Bayonne in New Jersey. That is really super impressive. Really super impressive. Let's go look at the the Mount Holly office, because they're the ones that do. They're the ones that do. So we have thunderstorm wind damage in Burlington, in New Jersey. 42-mile-an-hour wind gust. It's not that impressive. Harvey Cedars had a 46-mile-an-hour wind gust. 45-mile-an-hour at Fenwick Island. That's Delaware. I'm not going to go over Delaware. Thunderstorm wind damage in Somerset County. Trees down, wires down. Tree into house in, that's Delaware. I'm going to skip over the Delaware ones. Middletown, thunderstorm wind damage at 641. Trees into houses on Harvey Avenue, Woodbine Street, and Priscilla Drive. Time estimated from radar. Trees into home on Forest Avenue in Keansburg. Look at this. A lot of trees into homes. Trees through houses on Wedgwood Avenue in Colts Neck. Trees down into cars in, that's Pennsylvania. Hunterdon has damage. There's a whole. I wish they would make a summary, but I guess because of the cutbacks, we don't get that anymore. All right. Thunderstorm wind damage in Monmouth, Manalapan Township. Multiple trees snapped. Old Bridge, trees down. Tree down. Multiple trees down. That's Chester, but you can see Mercer County. I really wish they would. This is so annoying. Got to do one at a time. Yeah. East Brunswick, multiple trees and power lines down. So you get the idea. There's a lot of damage out there. If we go to the Storm Prediction Center, and we look at the damage reports for today, you can see only one reported tornado, but a lot of straight line wind. 513. In fact, and if we go look at the storm reports, you'll see all the blue over the. You can see the blue just stretching through. Looks like much of central New Jersey, and also Pennsylvania too. If we look at the power outage map, you will see that Pennsylvania has a lot of power outages. 246,180 customers without power, mostly in the southeast section of the county. So that would be Bucks, Philadelphia Metro. That area has a lot. And then Delaware, Maryland, Delaware also seeing some. Maryland is 64,000, and Virginia as well, 127,000 customers without power as well in this area as well. And for some reason, California has 57,000 customers without power, mainly in one county. So I'm not sure what that's from. That's storm related or some kind of equipment failure. But what an event today. We knew it was going to be bad, and the worst of it was over Jersey, for sure. We'll go and look at the high. We'll go to our climate statistics for today. Islip, high of 86 and a low of 68. Very humid today, 7 degrees above normal for the temperature, but it was a lot hotter if you went further inland. Now we're going to go to the weather and hazards data viewer, and you can see what we've got here. What some of these wind reports are. I'm kind of curious at what JFK gusted to today. They had a gust of 55. Yeah, the wind was gusting up pretty high. You'll see in that video that I took. It was hard to hold the camera. I was trying, but it was really that wind. When that gust front came in, boy, it came in with a vengeance, for sure. And let's see what they gusted to. Look at this, 68-mile-an-hour wind gust at Sandy Hook. 68 miles an hour. That is incredible. That's an incredible amount of wind. Incredible amount of wind. Some of these sites may not work properly because they are, again, maybe having power issues in that area. So we'll go look at the map. We'll look at our highs today and precipitation amounts. Highs, if you're on the South Shore, you had low 80s. And then if you went toward the middle of the island, mid to upper 80s. And close to 90 on the North Shore. It looks like it hit 84 at Farmingdale, 86 at Islip. And then as you went inland, it got hotter. 90 at LaGuardia. Even JFK made it to 84. 87 at Central Park. And then in New Jersey, Newark got up to 94. And yeah, look at that. 95 in the Pine Barrens west of Toms River today. That is absolutely brutal. And very humid, too, by the way. So if we take a look at some of these feels-like temperatures, you'll see why we had all the severe weather that we had today. Here, and if we look at the worst, obviously Tom's River always seems to be the worst. Mid 90s, dew points in the low 70s, even mid 70s, even some 74-degree dew points, just totally oppressive. Really just unbelievably bad. Yeah, that wind over the warm land didn't provide them any relief at all. When you compare that to ice slip, where it got up to 86, we still had to deal with the humidity, but dew points were into the 70s here too, but we did not have to deal with the, oh, look at this, a 51-mile-an-hour out gust with that thunderstorm at Islip. That is impressive. That is impressive for sure. So, really impressive line of storms came through today. Really impressive. When you see clouds like that, like a shelf cloud like I showed you, you know you're going to be in for some wind. And sure enough, that's exactly what we were in for. So I just want to see if any of the MTA network was affected by these storms. Does not look like it. Okay. Mainly just New Jersey. So these storms, very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. These wind gusts that came through when these storms came in, and just, what did LaGuardia have a gust to? 51 miles an hour. Really, really, really impressive, for sure. Let's go to EarthCam. I'm going to go to EarthCam. We're going to just take a look at some of these EarthCams if I can get this to load. The computer wants to be very slow. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but I'm going to try. Go to the one that's Manhattan, New York one. Go to the one that first storm that I want to look at. That one that came through earlier. I think it was the 4 to 5 o'clock one. That was this one. Yeah, this storm here was. Who was that one? It was that one. Oh no, it was this one. Yeah, you can't see anything there. Let's see if we can see it coming in. Yeah, it's kind of facing the wrong way, but take a look at that. It just went from like complete whiteout. That's nuts, right there. That's nuts. That's nuts. You need one facing the south. That would kind of look better, looking into the storm. Let's see if we can find one that's kind of looking into the storm here. Yeah, this one would be perfect, actually, if it works. And it's out. Of course. Really feel like playing this game. Let's see. We have Ellis Island. Let's see if this one works. Okay. Oh, can't rewind it. Why? I'm trying. The New York Harbor one we can try. This is the last one I'm going to look at here. So let's see if we can find that 4 to 5 o'clock storm that was coming in. Look at that. Now you can see there was a wall cloud here. That's why I wanted to show you this wall cloud. There was some rotation with this storm. There was definitely some rotation. I wonder if there was that. That looks like a tornado getting going right there. I'm trying to drag it. It won't. Come on. Yeah, that looked like for a moment there. It looked like there might have been a tornado. Look at that. Very impressive. Definitely that when you see a cloud like that, a wall cloud, that is a sign of a storm that is capable of producing a tornado for sure. Look at that shelf. Wow, beautiful. Look at that thing. Man, you can see the rain from it. That is freaking amazing. Look at that. I wish I was in downtown to look at that storm coming in. Oh, and you can see how the camera's shaking and the wind is coming in. Look at that. There's a very strong wind gust with this first storm. Look at that. Look at how the camera is shaking. And then the storm came in. So really super impressive storm. Very impressive. Really impressive. Yeah. And then well, actually I should go back to that because that should also have the second storm too as well. I got to go back. I got to go back to it. Let's get the second storm that came through around 7 o'clock. 6 to 7, right? Yeah. This is the second storm. I think it kind of missed them. Yeah, it didn't quite hit. Yeah, that was the second storm. That's the one that went over Jersey. So, anyway, there, kind of a peek at what these storms look like today. It was really, really impressive. Looking at the weather map, there's the cause for it. Warm, humid air, cold front coming through, but it will bring us nicer weather for tomorrow. We pull this out, you'll see that we have nice weather for tomorrow, and then we've got this is the heat that's going to be building for us later next week. And I'll talk more about the weather on the weekend and next week. Tomorrow night, because we kind of had to go over a lot here tonight with all this stuff going on. I'll just put this back to the satellite image and just give you the CONUS view. So here you go. This is the weather we'll be getting into tomorrow, and I don't see any smoke here, which is good. So I'm not even gonna show the smoke model because I don't even see much smoke here at all. So anyway, I don't know why there's an air quality alert. That must have been for today. Yeah, for Connecticut, I guess. But anyway, we'll go ahead and go over the weather through tomorrow, I guess. So let's go to the European. And there's that low, pulls away. Our cold front comes in. A little bit breezy tomorrow. The only fly in the ointment, a little instability. You see there kind of showing up there in the European. And we're going to go and look at this for now. So let's go to the HRRR. And we'll go to the dew points and wind flow. So you'll see what happens tomorrow. Humidity is swept out of here. It'll be swept out of here and sometime after midnight. And dew points drop down to the 50s tomorrow. We have a west breeze. Could be a little bit breezy at times. And it looks like we stay with that west breeze. Originally it looked like this would be a sea breeze developing, but now it looks like that may not happen. So we stay with the west breeze. It will keep the humidity lower, but the temperatures will be more uniform for tomorrow. All right, I'm only showing you tomorrow. Temperatures tonight will probably drop back into the mid to upper 60s, and then tomorrow still be a warm day, still probably low, maybe even some mid 80s out there, but should be a really, really nice day. We'll look at the soundings here. We'll take a 17Z. Yeah, that looks like a clear sky to me. So we will have some clouds building later on. If we go look at the radar here, you'll see that the HRRR probably is generating a very slight, very isolated chance on this model here. We're being a little more aggressive later on. Let's look at the NAM, see if the NAM's any more aggressive with this. Yeah, very scattered. There could be a scattered shower or maybe a very small thunderstorm, perhaps. Just as a little instability. You'll see when we go over to the RGM here. So these clouds clear out. We're mostly sunny tomorrow. But as we get toward the afternoon, there may be some more clouds that kind of try to come in from the west a little bit. You could see there. But it should be mostly sunny during the day. And it should be a nice day. Finally a nice day. We haven't had one of those in a while. Yeah, I think that's all. Hopefully we'll have if I have a better summary of the storm reports, I'll go over it tomorrow, and then we'll go over the weekend weather. All right? So anyway, that's all. Get out there and enjoy tomorrow. It should be a beautiful day.